this is for those that wants to get into the health field. Okay, so we have healthstaffrecruitment.com.au. Most people have got sponsorship by contacting employers on LinkedIn. There's another agency here, recruitment agency. They are called workpack.com. Hello guys, Kwame once again from Settling in Australia. In today's video, I'm just going to give clarity in regards to the new SID Visa Subclass 482 or the new Skills in Demand Visa Subclass 482. So most of the question I basically had is, how do you guys look for an employer to sponsor you under this new Skills in Demand visa? So the new Skills in Demand visa is an employer sponsored visa, or what most people term as a work visa. So you need an employer to nominate you, okay, or to sponsor you. When I say nominate, is the exact same thing as sponsoring. You need an employer to nominate or to sponsor you so you can migrate to Australia to come and work for that certain employer who sponsored you to migrate here. So the one most important thing to do is to, one, make sure you meet the eligibility criteria. If you have that checked, the second most important thing is to look for the employer to sponsor you. Now, looking for the employer is going to be the most hardest thing ever. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's easy for you to find employers. No, it's not. You're going to get lots and lots of rejections, but keep trying, and I'm pretty sure you'll find an employer that will be interested in sponsoring you to come and live and work for them. I did a video last year and I told you guys to make sure you get your skills assessment done, but I think I'm going to revise that advice now, because I did a video in regards to the new aged care industry labor agreement. Most people got their skills assessment done until date. They've not been able to find an employer. So I think now the best advice I'll give to you guys is to, one, look for the employer first. Okay, so if you find an employer and they are ready to nominate or to sponsor you, this is my email, and I'm going to pair you up with a migration agent that will be able to take both you and the employer through the process. I think this would be the best approach ever. Again, please know that I'm not a registered migration agent, so please use any advice in this video as general advice only. I'll see you guys on the other side. So guys, again, skills in demand visa, and this is the basic eligibility. If you've not watched the video I did last week, I'm going to leave a link in the description section below. Please go and watch. Okay, so we have three streams. We have the core skills stream, the specialist skills stream, and the labor agreement stream. So let's start with the core skills stream. So let's say you want to migrate to Australia with Visa Subclass 482 and you want to come through the core skills stream. So what do you do? Okay, so this is applicable for people that are already in Australia and also outside of Australia, so both onshore and offshore. As long as you can get an employer to nominate you, then you can go through this process. So how is the process? For the core skills occupation list, make sure your occupation is listed on the core skills occupation list. So this is the core skills occupation list. We have 456 occupations here. So 456 occupations here. So what I would suggest is take your time and go through. And if you find your occupation here, the next thing for you to do is to check if you meet the requirements. So how can you check? You come back here, okay, you go to details, and it's going to have all the details and the requirements over there for you. If you meet all the requirements, now go look for an employer. Yeah, so look for an employer, and once you find an employer, then you look for a migration agent, a registered migration agent, to take both you and the employer through the process. So the migration agent is going to advise in regards to what sort of skills assessment you need to get done, what sort of English language tests you need to get done, and the migration agent will also take the employer through the process so they can get the approval from the government, so they can come and sponsor you, or they can nominate you through the process. I highly recommend you should go through this route so you do not waste money. I'll take you guys through like few job boards you can basically go and search for employers over there. When we come to the specialist skills stream 2, It's the exact same process, but with this instance, there's no core skills occupation list. So regardless of what you call it, your skills, if you feel you are earning over 135,000 Australian dollars, whether onshore or offshore, and you can prove this, then you have to look for an employer to sponsor you. And again, there's no occupation for this. As long as you are not a driver, you are not a machine operator or laborer, then you qualify to go through this. Okay, all you have to do is just look for the employer to nominate you, then they can take you through the process. And last but not the least, we have the labor agreement. So with the labor agreement, there's a bit of a catch here. Okay, so I've got this link here. I'll highly recommend you click on this to read further. The employer needs to make sure they have a labor agreement. Okay, so this link will give you all the information. So labor agreement, you have all here, the types of labor agreements, they've got everything here. Okay, the sort of occupation, so advertising, aged care, dairy, fishing, horticulture, meat, minister of religion, on high pork restaurant, okay, and also the lodgement process. And again, to increase your chances, if you can look for an employer that is living in the Dharma area, okay, to sponsor or nominate you, then you be on a high lag. So what is Dharma? Designated Area Migration Agreement. So this is the special agreement some of the regional areas in Australia have with the government to make the process lenient for them, so they can sponsor or nominate you to come and live and work for them. So when you click on here, I've made a video in regards to the Dharma, so I'm not going to waste a lot of time here. So when you look here, these are the Dharmas we currently have in Australia. So if you can find an employer that is living in any of these Dharmas, click on it to read further. Okay, then your chances of migrating is going to be really, really smooth. All right, and when we go back and when we scroll down, we have the industry labor agreement. So advertising industry, okay, you can go click on more details and it's going to give you the details. We have aged care industry, you can click on it. Okay, so for example, with the aged care industry, when we click on details, it's going to tell you the union and MOU, the sort of visa you can use to migrate here. So you have 482 and also 186, the sort of occupations. Okay, so nursing support worker, personal care assistant, aged or disabled carer. The English language requirements is all going to show here. Skills and qualification, it's all going to show here. Okay, it's going to give you every details in regards to this labor agreement. Okay, and now to find employers that have got their labor agreements done, you see here, so when you click on the list of current labor agreements, when you click on here, it's going to list all the employers that have basically got their labor agreements. Okay, so do not search for anything, just come here and all the details of the employers are going to be listed here. So just go through and contact these sort of employers. Now, so where can you find employers to sponsor you, whether you are living inside of Australia or outside of Australia and you're looking for potential employers to sponsor you? I've got lists of job boards or websites you can basically do your search. Okay, again, in this video I'm just giving like a brush overview. I've already done a video in regards to Seek and the rest, so you can go I'll try and leave some links in the description section below. You click on them to suit yourself. Okay, so the number one job board here is seek.com.au. Please take note of the website link. So when you come on Seek, for instance, when it comes to the any classification, they have all the categories here and the sort of vacancies. So construction like this, they've got over 5,245 vacancies. Engineering, over 3,351. Farming, 1,900. Okay, and what I'll suggest you do is you target a Dharma or a regional area here. Again, when I say regional area, apart from Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, every other city in Australia is classified as a regional area. And also to increase your chance, if you can target the Dharma areas, that's also going to be very, very beneficial for you guys. So Seek is really, really good. I'll also highly recommend you go on LinkedIn. Most people have got sponsorship by contacting employers on LinkedIn. So when you go on linkedin.com/jobs, make sure when it comes to the city or state, you search in Australia. Okay, yeah, so go on linkedin.com/jobs, search in Australia and look for potential employers to sponsor you. There's another agency here, recruitment agency, they are called Work workpack.com. Okay, so when you go on workpack.com, they have a lot of vacancies. They'll be able to match you with a potential employer. They do like mining, construction, IT. When you go to the jobs, for instance, okay, you can search here. Yeah, so all industries, you click here, it's going to have all the industries they specialize in here. So administration, call center, community sports, construction and architecture, engineering, healthcare and medical, HR, manufacturing, mining, oil, trades. All right, so these people specialize in recruiting, so you can go through them, look for a vacancy and search. Another one is Hayes. Okay, so hayes.com.au. You can register or search for a job here, and they'll be able to pair you up with a potential employer. This is for those that wants to get into the health field. Okay, so we have healthstaffrecruitment.com.au. okay, so find your medical job in Australia. All right, so fill your details, upload your resume. Okay, submit. You can also go to the job vacancies, and they're going to have all the job vacancies here. So for doctors, for nurses, allied health, for employers, blog, and the rest. Again, for those that wants to target the healthcare sector, we have healthcare link here, so healthcarelink.com.au. so you can join today and they'll pair you up with an employer. All right, we have engineeringjobs.com.au. so this is specifically for engineers. Okay, so if you're an engineer and you are trying to look for an employer to sponsor you, then you can go through engineeringjobs.com.au. We have Career One, so this is basically like seek.com.au. Azuna, okay, again like seek.com.au. We have Workforce Australia. Again, Workforce Australia is designed for people that are living in Australia. All right, not for people that are living offshore. In case you are living offshore and you want to search for jobs on Workforce Australia, what I'll suggest you basically do is when you come to, for example, let's just go to all the job vacancies here. So only contact jobs that are listed by agencies. If you go through jobs that are listed by Workforce, if you are living offshore, you are not living in Australia, you'll not be able to register an account. So you have to only target jobs that are listed by job agencies. So for example, when we look at this, you can see that they've got the agency name here. Yeah, so with these, you can apply for the job because you can go through this agency and they'll assist you in applying for the job. Again, you can see the agency name here. See, so the agency name here. We have Jora Jobs. Again, you can search over here. We have Indeed. You can search over here. And my last bonus is Gumtree. Okay, so you can go through gumtree.com.au/jobs and look for potential employers to sponsor you. And there you have it, guys. So please go through all these websites, try and create an account and try and reach out to employers so they can sponsor you. If you're lucky enough to get an employer to sponsor you, okay, and you need a migration agent to help you guys through the process, please email me. Just let me know that, hey, Kwame, I found an employer that is ready to sponsor me. Can you help me and the employer through the process? And I'll pay up with a registered migration agent that'll be able to assist you. My name is Kwame. I'll see you guys in my next video. It's a bye for now.